Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching yet another episode of Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's Tuesday night, and you know what that means. It's time for your WWE NXT Event Center report. And now here is the man to bring you that report, Mr. Eric M. Lima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans, 1977, episode 1654 of the show. Last video of the day, September the 3rd, 2024. Last video of the day. I'm going to do, I was supposed to work on a project for, to celebrate the 44th anniversary of Bullseye. Couldn't do that, so I'm going to try again tomorrow. And somehow I forgot, there's a lot of pictures now. I want to take them all screenshots from other videos out there of Bullseye, and some certain screenshots I want to take. That way, it'll celebrate every aspect of Bullseye. I got some of the pilot pictures from the pilot episode as well, and so I'm trying to put it all together, a slideshow, so to speak. And you might like it. So I'm trying to work on that, and if many people suggest I would save it for next year, I can do that. So that's what I'm thinking of. But right now, I'm just trying to still have to figure everything else. But don't worry, it'll be done tomorrow. The site that I'm using is kind of difficult because I have a 2-minute limit on a slideshow, so I'm going to have to divvy up. And plus, I got a video merger thing, so that's something I can deal with as well. So it's no big deal. And just to let you all know, I heard nothing from my, I haven't heard no other crass comments, shall we say, for my High Rollers video, but it seems like to me, it is a troll, no big deal. I know how to deal with them from here on in. Like I said, if people don't want me to play the High Rollers game anymore, listen, I got an ace up my sleeve, so. And I'm thinking about changing the game show format as well as the Flash game show format as well as days are concerned. And so I might go a little different route. Well, we shall see, because we know the 2-year anniversary of the show is coming up as well. It's actually the 5th that I have done this 2 years ago. So that's a big deal. So I'm very, very thankful and very blessed. So. And no big deal. So, I'm trying to figure everything out. But we're going to talk about what happened on NXT. You know, it's the fallout from No Mercy. Trick Williams decided to kick off NXT right away. He wants to call out Pete Dunne. But Ethan Page interrupts Trick Williams and starts running his mouth. Pete Dunne tries to attack him from behind. And referees and security were there to separate the two. Hank Walker and Tank Legend were talking about their matchup. Gallus interrupts him, tells him, you better tell all your TikTok friends and all that. We're going to be winning the matchup. And so Jada Parker was arriving, and then Fatal Influence confronts her. A little trash talk between Jada Parker and Jasmine Nix. They're going to go at it one-on-one. So there's that. So the triple threat tag match begins. The number 1 contenders match. Whoever wins the matchup will face the new champs Nathan Frazier and Axiom next week during WWE Week, as you know, for the next 3 weeks until NXT moves over to the CW network. That Raw, SmackDown, NXT will be on one network, and that would be the USA Network starting next week. So 3 weeks. For 3 weeks. That's a huge deal. So, and speaking of NXT and CW, there's a little bit more on that. Triple threat match: the Rascals, Trey Miguel, and the X Division champion Zachary Wentz, going up against Gallus as Mark Coffey and Wolfgang, and Hank and Tank. And during the matchup, Javon Evans attacks Joe Coffey during the matchup, distracting Gallus, and then the Rascals took advantage of the situation and ended up defeating Hank and Tank in the middle of the ring to win that triple threat to challenge Nathan Frazier and Axiom for the tag team titles next week. That's going to be a huge matchup. That's going to be a great matchup, a fantasy matchup, shall we say. So there's that. Speaking of the champs, Sarah Schreiber interviewed Nathan Frazier in Axiom, and then the Rascals interrupt them, and then Nathan Frazier flips out because Zachary Wentz has got a singles title, and then Axiom goes, "Don't worry about that. Let's just get prepared." So there's that. Blake Howard was interviewing Williams, and Rick Williams says, "I'm not talking, I'm thinking," and all that. Pete Dunne comes in. They started continually brawling. Referees and officials trying to separate those two. It gets crazy. Then Oro Mensah went one-on-one with Lexis King. Lexis King, using the ropes, ends up beating Oro Mensah, which I think Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend should be protesting in that matchup. The D'Angelo family was a little upset that Tony Angelo didn't get the job done. They were determined to not give up. And then Obafemi walks into their locker room, interrupted him, and says, "You got balls to come in here, man." And Obafemi starts running his mouth, and then the Don goes, "You know what? Stacks will go after you, and so we'll challenge you one-on-one." So Stacks felt like he's ready. Gallus was real upset while the No Quarter Catch crew was listening in, interrupting Gallus. And then Ren Sinclair decided to run his mouth, and then Charlie Dempsey shuts her up. You know what? Charlie Dempsey's doing the right thing. Is Ren Sinclair keeps running her mouth, she's going to end up getting it shut. And believe me, she don't want none of that. So anyways, Tatum Paxley decided to take on Rosemary. Once again, Rosemary's the second consecutive week she's been on WWE television. And Paxley ends up picking up the victory. But then Wendy Chu and Rosemary decide to attack her after the matchup. And then a surprise appearance by Lyra Valkyria came and attacked Tatum Paxley. I was like, what is Lyra doing, you know? So I thought she was going to recruit somebody from Calgary. But then, I wonder if Tatum Paxley could help. Zelina Vega and Lyra Valkyria, who knows? But Lyra Valkyria wants to help Tatum Paxley. I thought that was really cool of her to do so. But then Sarah Schreiber interviews Pete Dunne and then brawls with Williams again to the point where it says, okay, this is I know it's supposed to be the main event, but I don't care. Let's get this match done now. So, and Ethan Page tells her she's losing control of the brand. What? Hey, Ava knows how to solve problems, man. You don't question Ava, especially if she's the daughter of the most electrifying man in sports entertainment today. Ethan Page, you made a mistake, man. And you know what? I'd be shocked if her father comes in next week on Raw during WWE, next week on NXT during WWE week and roasts you a good one. You know, Ethan sucks. Believe in Joe. Ethan, put on some clothes. Brother, The Rock can roast you singing as well as Joe Hendry can. And believe me, you don't question the man's daughter. That would be a big mistake by Ethan Page running his mouth. But in an Instagram, Jordan Grace was addressing WWE Week on the USA Network. And for the first time, she said she's coming to NXT to defend her TNA Knockouts Championship in an open challenge. Jordan Grace, you couldn't have challenged at a better time. And I will explain that. I'll explain that towards the end of this video. Trick Williams and Pete Dunne went one-on-one to the point. They brawled to the point where they were, after they went to the announce table, they were both counted out. It's a double count out. But they decided to continue fighting after the match. What the heck? Rich Holland explains his actions against Chase Hugh, and he was sick of Duke Hudson, and he grabbed Duke Hudson's trophy and smashed it and broke it. And Duke Hudson, well, he tweeted about it and said he's had enough. And as a result, next week they're going to go one-on-one. That's going to be a heck of a fight. Shawn Spears was talking to Brooke Jensen, thanking him for coming to his aid. But Dion Lennox says to Brooks, dude, psychological manipulation. He goes, what are you talking about? That's what it is. Dion Lennox has always got his nose in the books and also using his brain power. Let's see what happens when the newcomer if the newcomer has to take on Brooks Jensen. Javon Evans took on Joe Coffey, and then when Gallus tried to get involved, Cedric Alexander decided to help even things a little bit, and Javon Evans did pick up the victory over the Iron King himself. Meanwhile, Valkyria was talking to Paxley, and they said, hey, you know, I'm here, let's team up, hug me, let's do this. So they were hugging, they were happy, and then, so let's see what's going on there. Meanwhile, Sarah Schreiber decided to interview Ava, and Ava decided to make the Dunn-Williams match next week last man standing match. Folks, this is going to be a barn burner brawl. Let them freaking loose. I would not be surprised if, this coming Monday night on Raw, the season premiere, Trick Williams gets involved in that fatal four-way and costs Dunn a chance to become the Intercontinental Champ. I'll tell you one thing. That will make the feud more enjoyable to watch. James Tex Lorenzo with the family in his corner took on Oba Femi, and Femi ended up winning the matchup in dominant fashion, despite the fact that the family was at ringside. And Brilliant Reese and Carmen Petrovich were concerned about the well-being of Idris Enofe and Malik Blade. And, Brinley Reese said that, Malik Blade wouldn't even talk to her. Don't know why, so she's got to figure everything out. But Ashante the Adonis, what is this dude doing? He's trying to pick up a couple of chicks, giving a rose. Nah, it's all right. And then Eddie Thorpe goes, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then Ashante kind of threatened Eddie Thorpe. You better be careful, my man. You don't want to threaten one of the best wrestlers that came out of Japan, man. That wrestled out of Japan for a long time. One of the best Gaijin wrestlers. So, Eddie Thorpe, a.k.a. Carl Fredericks, well, he's going to put the work in and work hard. And hopefully, Ashante the Adonis will shut up for once. Meanwhile, Evans talks to Ren Sinclair and tells her she believed that Javon Evans should get a shot at the Heritage Cup Championship. Charlie Dempsey goes, why'd you tell him this? You told me what to do, and I did it, and boom, here I am. So, that's funny. So, Jada Parker versus Jasmine Nix went one-on-one, and Jada Parker did win the matchup, but then Fatal Influence attacks her after the matchup. She stood tall for Jada Parker stood tall for a bit, but it was too much numbers. Who she was going to recruit as two of her partners to help, we'll find out. The Women's Locker Room were gathering around to hear what Roxanne Perez had to say. But as Kaylani Jordan was talking to Lola Vice and all, here comes Fatal Influence disrespecting Kaylani Jordan, and they all kept it cool, and as they walked away. So, Roxanne Perez addresses being the best women's champion on NXT. Lights went out, and it's Chelsea. Chelsea was here. And he says, there's nobody, not even no flavor. Ava, what is going on? Nicholas the Prickless. Oh, jeez. And P-Head Adam Pierce. He called her a P-Head. So Chelsea Green's got a problem with management all of a sudden. If I was like a commissioner and she has a problem with me, she'd probably call me Eric Lima Bean. I'd be like, I hate Lima Bean. Say that again, and I'll fire you. You're sensitive. So are you. I feel bad for her husband. I feel bad for your husband. I know who your husband is. No wonder you get it from him. He's about as annoying as you are. Yep, Chelsea Green, folks. And then Roxanne Perez, and then as Chelsea Green is about to talk smack with the fans a couple of times, and everybody started cheering for her, and then about to continue to talk smack to Roxanne Perez, but the lights went out. But here comes Julia. That's right, and Julia came to the ring, and Chelsea Green's running her mouth, talking a little smack. Julia decides to put her aside, and then she looks at Roxanne Perez, grabs the microphone, so we're going to hear it for the first time. 3 words. Actually, 2 words, 1 initial station. Me, you, CW. That means women's title match on the CW network on the premiere for October. Yes, let's get it on. So that is where we're at right now. Well, as you know, this coming Friday night, SmackDown will be the final SmackDown on Fox before they move to the USA Network. And let's see, what's going on tomorrow? Some Joker's Wild Wild Wednesday. And the show majority is moving over to Saturdays. So, with that being said, so I will continue with the AEW Dynamite Event Center for tomorrow. So we'll see what happens to that end. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in to episode 1654 of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977 NXT Event Center for September 3rd, 2024 is complete. Thank you for tuning in. So I'll see you in the next episode, and that will be tomorrow, Wild Wednesday. We're pulling our Iron Bandit, see what I can do there. Until that next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home.
That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, doing for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.